What's up, y'all? I be over here getting into everything. You name it, I'm getting into it. So this is for people. You never know. So this is falls under my home remedy tab. Here we go again. So for a while, right, I had slowed down on shampooing my hair. Not as much as I normally do, but I finally went ahead and shampooed it today because I found the answer of what was going on. So I was shampooing it, but just far in between. Like I was letting it go normal than usual before I was shampooed, but then I went ahead and did it today or whatever. But let me tell you what kept happening. So every time I would shampoo my hair, right, water kept getting in my ears and I kept having muffled ears. I kept on having inside muffles. And so my ears were inflamed in the inside. They were scorching red. They weren't painful, because there was no infection, but they were inflamed because I had water in my ears, and every time I would turn, I had muffled ears. So a couple of times I was trying to figure out what was going on or whatever, because I know I had sinuses too, head sinuses and stuff like that. And so I was trying to figure out what was going on, and I had went and bought some, because you can buy some over-the-counter stuff for like the swimmer's ear and stuff like that, but you would just have to keep taking it. I was like, and I would take one, and then I'd be like, I ain't taking these, and I'd just keep walking around with muffled ears. So I got the blow dryer and I tried to blow dry my ears and get the water out, and that didn't help. I'm like, what is going on? So yesterday I was going to find remedies, because when you get muffled ears, different things work for different people. Everything don't work for people. Like, so when you get muffled ears, you can turn, and for some people it might work. It didn't work for me. And your hands have to be clean, of course. And you could, push up on your ears like a suction and open up that mid canal and get the water out. Some people can chew gum and that works. Some people can yarn and that works. Anything to open up those lobes, that middle lobe. None of that worked. And so I got the blow dryer, and then I read up on it again or whatever, and I was doing it wrong. And it turns out, you can't be directly, up on the ear. But what you have to do is you have to cut it on low settings and have to cut it on cool, and you have to keep it away from the ear. And you have to kind of bend down to get the water out, for the water to start drying up. So I kept doing it, I did it about like 3 times in different sessions or whatever. So I got some of the water out, but then I wasn't able to get all of the water out. But it was better than yesterday, because what I did was too, I had bought some earplugs, and I put some earplugs in my ear, so it kept a lot of water out, but a little bit of water still got in my left ear. It didn't, my right ear. It didn't get in my left ear, but it got in this ear. And then so I had kept it down. You had to put it on cool and low settings and keep doing this. And then I had got some of it out, but I still kept feeling the muffled ears towards the top. So then I held it out and I started doing it on cool setting. And I started letting it get in there. And then it was some at the top I couldn't get out. So what I did was I yarned. And as I was yarning, when you yarn, it opens up more. So I yarned, and then I was blow drying as I was yarning. So I finally got all the water out my ears. So I'm still not going to be washing a lot. And I also tried to buy one of those things, that you put on top of you screw the rubber shampoo thing where you can turn it onto your nozzle. And then you can, wash your hair like that. But of course, don't nothing work for me. I ain't like normal folks. Don't nothing work. It wouldn't fit. So I couldn't figure out what was going on. But now I got that going. So if you ever have muffled ears, don't put after shampooing your hair, don't put it directly on there. You got to hold it back. Put it on cool, low settings. And you'll have to do a couple of maneuvers, down with it, out. And then, like I said, if you still feel a little bit, then yarn and do it on cool settings, low. And that will take the water out, and you won't have muffled ears. Yeah, my hair is so happy to be clean and fresh.